How did you start making YouTube videos without like being embarrassed or worried that your friends would see them? I mean, to be honest, it was kind of the opposite for me. I was originally making videos just for my friends and like having them be unlisted and individually emailing them to all of my friends. And then that got too tedious, so I started just making them public. And then more people started watching. But now it's kind of flipped, where I feel more comfortable talking to strangers, and then when I hear one of my IRL friends watch one of my videos, I'm like, ah, no! But really, a large part of it is just like reminding yourself that your friends do love and support you no matter what you do. Your friends aren't like secretly judging you or anything. And in fact, it's actually helped me to imagine that I'm talking to one of my friends just to be more comfortable in front of a camera. How are you and Susan feeling lately? Are you staying as positive as possible, not knowing when you can meet again, or do you slowly start to get depressed and feel deep lows from day to day? Well, from 0 to 60 there. Yeah, it sucks. Especially because this was supposed to be the year that she would come out here. Like, that was something that we worked on when I was there in Malaysia. And it sure can't happen now. Well, I guess technically she could fly here. She just couldn't fly back. Should one propose at Disneyland or Disney World? This is purely hypothetical. Just to be safe, I cropped out the username of that one. Look, Disney World is bigger and has a lot more to do in it. But you have to deal with Florida weather. Come to Disneyland, we're the original and we got great weather. But please don't go to either during the biggest outbreak per day that we're seeing of COVID. I don't want you to die, thanks. If I get you in the home of the kings, like LA, en route to Vietnam, would you say hi to me? Absolutely, if you happen to run into me on the street, please stop me and say hi. I'm always down to make a new friend. I mean, at the moment, it's incredibly rare. The only way that you could like meet me IRL right now would be to break into my home. So I'm wondering if you have any advice on staying productive and motivated during lockdown. How does one keep up a mood and actually get stuff done? Especially now that we're heading into winter, seasonal depression, cold, and quarantine, it's a doozy of a combo. Okay, this is gonna sound a little cheesy, right? But genuinely what I do is put in some earbuds and play some music that I jam along to and then pretend I'm in like the opening montage scene of an early 2000s movie. Hey, you, I don't like your girlfriend. I think you need a new one. I could be your girlfriend. Like when I stop focusing on it, my brain wants to be productive, but as soon as I start focusing on it, I get overwhelmed. So I guess my lived advice would just be distract yourself to focus more. ADHD. Do you ever think about doing a Q&A video with Susan via Skype or whatever you're using? Funny you should say that because me and Susan may or may not be planning on doing that exact thing really soon on her channel. If on your way to your third chance at Malaysia, would you stop at Penang or Kuala Lumpur? I mean, definitely Penang because that is where Susan is, but we both really want to visit KL. Like, she's never been there. Obviously, I've never been there, but it's the capital, so it's gotta be really cool. All of the vlogs, when I search up, like, Malaysia vlog, are in KL. So I guess to answer your question, yes! Now, what happened to your views, man? You're irrelevant. How could you say that to me? Who would Oh. Yeah. How can you get more views for your channel? Be more relevant to current topics, I guess. Also, me and my girlfriend are looking for ways to have date nights, even through these times, so we can still spark joy in each other's lives. That's what partners are for, right? So if you could offer some date night lockdown ideas, that'd be great too. I mean, I'm a sucker for like drawing the shades, putting on some Netflix, making some like hot cocoa, and cuddling up in like a blanket, right? And snuggling together. I think that's adorable. Alternatively, you could almost like go camping just in a different room in your house than your bedroom. Like try and crash in like the living room or heck, the bathroom. I don't know, I think that would be really fun. As somebody that hasn't gone an in-person date during lockdown. LVR sucks! What's your favorite song from Hamilton? Non-stop, non-stop, non-stop. It is the longest song in the play. It is the end of Act 1 and the culmination at the very end of every individual singer's individual songs when they all meld together into this beautiful that just moment is what makes Hamilton for me. At this point, it's not an obsession. It is an aspect of my personality. What's the best part about having short hair again? And what do you miss about your long hair? So many things. It takes so much less effort to care for. It dries so much faster. Cause like I'm a morning showerer, right? And I feel the most energetic and most like myself immediately afterwards. But the problem is it still takes me like it used to take me 2 to 3 hours for this hair to dry. And by then it was like 2 o'clock and like the energy slump that comes around then. And that was like the best time for me to film videos just with scheduling in my day. And it usually meant that I would film videos when I was a lot more tired than I would like to be. But now I just got out of the shower and you can't tell. And I feel super friggin' jazzed. I don't have to detangle it all the time. You know, I just run my hands through my hair. That's it. That's the care. It's fantastic. But yes, the number one thing is just the drying time. Maybe I'll get it cut shorter next time. And if the US doesn't get its COVID problem under control, I might unconsensually grow it out long again. How do I stop attracting toxic relationships? Genuinely, I don't know the answer. And that's such a serious topic that I'm not gonna give you a jokey answer for it. The only thing I could think of is like really talk with your friends who are much more of an external, like have an external point of view on your situations, and then really listen if they notice any red flags that you might not be seeing. I'm sorry, that's the best I got. And there you are. Fun fact, I originally meant for this to be a Hey Chris episode, which is like answering your problems. But when I put the call out for questions, these all are about me. So I guess this is a Q&A. I do need Hey Chris questions though. So if you have problems or need life advice, email me at chrisporterhoward@gmail.com. Honestly, or just leave them in the comments of this video if you're okay with your username being associated with it. Like the reason I tell people to email me is because it's pretty anonymous-ish. I mean, I know who you are. But no judgy. I'm in no position to judge in my life. And I will see you next week, probably still in this same room. And in the meantime, remember to stay positive. Or try, with quarantine and seasonal depression and the cold and it's getting dark out at like 4 p.m. now, and it's... At least masks keep your nose warm. That's nice. It is so cold in this house, my nose is red because we have all of the heating off because of the repairs that's going on, and the only thing that is bringing me happiness right now is this cup of microwaved coffee.